Last session, we put together our joke skier using the Node-RED, as shown in these flow comments. And there are three parts: evaluate, converse, and skier registrations. In this session, we will show how can you use this flow as a template or boilerplate to modify this flow for your own skiers. Again, there are three different parts. The skier registration is not going to have any changes, so we move it to the bottom. So every skier are the same, which means, and also for the evaluate, what evaluate is doing is to get, number one, we get the intent, and number two, we get the confidence level. For example, if we want to say, hey, tell me a joke, and if we go to the debug, if we open this one, which is in the end of the evaluate, they have a tag, it's called a entities, and we can find what is the intent and what is confidence. So this is confidence equal to 1, so that's just definitely that is the answer. So for every skills, evaluate does not change as well. So the only thing changes is the converse. The converse is changed the skier by skier. So now I'm going to input our skier. I wrote for the weather. Input. Okay, and I put in the bottom of the converse. So you can see this part is pretty similar from the structure perspective as the joke. So if we want to use the joke template, we just simply delete this part and using the new one. Okay. And the second step is we need to update the Watson assistant. The Watson assistant currently is point to the joke. So right now, I've already have this is a joke, and this is the weather. I just import it, and if you take a look of the weather, it's pretty simple. You only have the one weather intent, and there are a couple of system entities: is the date and the location. So that we can get the weather depending on the location and the time, the date. Okay. Now the only thing need to change is the workspace ID. So we copy the new workspace ID, and I go back to the store, and I replace it. And the username and the password remains the same in our situation because both the weather and the joke are in the same service. As you can see, this is the jokes, this is weather. So they share the same username and password. The only difference is the workspace ID. Okay. Now we say done, and if everything is okay, we just deploy. Okay. Now we come back. Again, if I say tell me a joke, yeah, the answer is going to be that nothing is being trained. Okay, instead of the joke, the how's the weather? How's the weather in Chicago? Oops, the skill does not exist. We can check the missing weather inside service credentials. Okay, so here we need to import the weather insights credentials. Okay, I just put the username and a password from the weather company service credentials. Okay, And now let's give a try. Okay. How's weather tomorrow? So in here, we are including the Chicago is the location and tomorrow is the date. If we do not include any date, it's going to call the other service. How's the weather? Yeah, because this is dynamic that get the weather based on the lookup table in the Royal Caribbean cruise company. So, but the point is it's pretty convenient using the Node.js to extend the existing boilerplate to the some other skills. Okay, but here I didn't unregister the joke, so right now it's still called joke. You can call something else. So the evaluate does not need to change it, and skill registration service no changes. The only thing is that replace the converse part, and the key is you get the income message format and the outcome message format, and tuning the flow.